So here on the left is an APA style write-up for a correlation. You'll notice that it starts off by providing the descriptive statistics for the two variables. So we see that for the variable x, a mean and a standard deviation, and for the variable y, a mean and a standard deviation. We're told that the correlation was analyzed using a two-tail Pearson's R. So that's letting us know whether it's one tail or two tail, and that it was Pearson's R instead of, for example, something like Spearman's rho. Our alpha is set at 0.05. Here's the italicized R indicating it's Pearson's R. We have 18 degrees of freedom. It's equal to 0.53. And the p-value is less than or equal to 0.05, which would tell us the result is statistically significant and we can reject. For the purpose of this task, we're interested in pulling out a specific piece of information, and that is, what is the value of Pearson's R? And so the value of Pearson's R is 0.53, and we're going to compare that to the negative 0.62, and whichever one is closest to 0, indicating a weak correlation, that's the card we're going to click on. So 0.53 is closer to 0, it's a weaker correlation, I'll click on it. You'll notice that it's already been highlighted in green, and that's because if you wait too long to make a selection, then the selection is made for you. And to continue, you just click on the correct answer. Okay, so I see a negative 0.20 versus 0.82. Correlation of 0 is always going to be the weakest. Correlation of 1 would always be the strongest, so I'm not going to click on that. I'm going to click on the weaker correlation. And so as I go through this, 0.69 versus 0.06, I'm just clicking on whichever one is the weakest correlation. A weak correlation is close to 0. A strong correlation is, the stronger the correlation, I should say, the further it is from 0. The strongest correlation you can get would be either a positive 1 or a negative 1, and the weakest, 0. So here we go. I'll kind of step up the pace a little bit, but I'll kind of use the arrow to point out what I'm comparing against. So 0.66 is stronger than 0.04, negative 0.04. 0.16 is going to be weaker. And there will be approximately 30 of these trials, and we're done.